let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Say you go on 10 dates
Mhm.
and you go on dates with women who fit what you're looking for and you fit the profile of what they're looking for.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean you guys are a match. It just means on paper you guys are compatible.
Right.
You go on these 10 dates and none of these women are actually the women for you. And all of these women, you sit down and you talk to each one of them and they're telling you why you aren't the man for them. Is that going to be a positive experience or a negative experience?
Not so. I'm like the email. We're
Hold
not a
on,
good
hold on,
fit.
hold on. AP, you ain't answered the question. Is it
I am
positive?
answering the question. I do have the conversation, but I say we're not a good fit.
No, no, no,
That's
no, no.
that's the email that goes out.
Not a good fit. Listen to what I said. They're telling you why you aren't a good fit. Not just saying that you're not a good fit.
It wouldn't.
They're telling you.
So you got to flip that because I'm going to accept that from them.
I didn't
I'm going to
ask you
say,
if you
you know what?
accept
I
it.
appreciate that.
No, listen to what I asked you. I said if you go on 10 dates
Hmm.
and all 10 of these women are telling you why you aren't a good fit for them, is that a positive experience or is that a negative experience?
Okay, we're going to have to generalize because for me, it's a positive experience because now I know how to tailor my message. I know how to make the adjustment that I need to make to actually get the
Will,
11.
I just wanted to ask for clarification. Will, did you say that the 10 women are gonna give him feedback as to why he didn't
That's perfect.
Yeah, because if you're gonna talk to people, you're not just gonna call them up and say, "Hey, we're not a good fit," and get off the phone. It's gonna
Well,
be you're not a
you're
good
going
fit
to accept it.
because women elaborate. They don't just keep it short and
And
simple. They'll
that's
tell you,
perfect though. But here's the deal. That's perfect.
I
So that's
can't
why
do exactly four.
I
I gotta
can't answer
finish
your
one
question.
before I.
Hold on, Will. I can't answer your question because maybe I'm a different kind of
No,
man.
I accepted
Because
that.
I'm going to take that information and say,
Listen,
bet, cool.
hey, hey,
Maybe there's some similarities inside of
hey,
those 10 that I can actually take back with me
hey, people, watch
to make
this.
the adjustment.
But here's the damage with that. Now you're making adjustments for women who don't want you. When there's not necessarily listen. There's
I'm
not
listening.
necessarily anything wrong with you, but because you got feedback from 10 women who weren't a good fit for you, now you're making adjustments to them. And then guess what? When you go on the 11th date, if you were still your same self, you probably would have landed that date. But now you made these adjustments, and now that date doesn't work
so
for
so
you.
will
Now,
I
But hold
see,
on, let
hold
me
on, hold
say
on, hold on,
something.
hold
It
on,
is
hold
she
on, hold
critique. Can
on,
the girl say something
hold
real
on.
quick?
yeah.
Because I want to
What you
respond
missed?
Let Dad
specifically to
speak right
Will.
after AP. Go ahead and then
What
Dad.
Because I'm like, Will,
what
and Will, make sure you, I'm going to keep that point. I'm going to keep that point, Will. Go
what
ahead.
what you missed, Will, was the one thing that I said was maybe there are some commonalities in what they are saying to me. And maybe that is a true flaw that I need to look into because maybe it isn't them. Maybe it's me and I need to do some self reflection. Maybe I need therapy. Maybe I need a million other things. But if there's something common inside of what all these 10 women are saying, at some point, it's not about them, it's about me.
Right.
Now
Okay.
watch this. 1 second, Don. Let me finish that. Write it down, Don. I don't want you to forget. AP.
Hmm.
Logically, that makes sense.
No,
But you're dealing with illogical, selfish people. See, if it was a job interview, it would make sense because jobs are looking, they're robotic, right? It's not all this, oh, what fits me, what I like. Because here's the thing, when it comes to dating, men need to increase the amount of women they're exposed to, not change for the small, minute amount of women that they've been exposed to, trying to adjust to their liking. And because you're going to always be trying to adjust.
so
Even if it's, hold on, listen, even if there's 10 women and they all told you they don't like X, there's X about you. It's like, okay, if I go from 10 women to 50 women and I'm still getting told that, then yeah, maybe I need to make a change.
this
10 women ain't enough. That's
Well,
not
Will,
enough.
that's where
okay,
you're wrong.
so wait, let me,
Maybe it's the pool that I'm pulling the same 10 women from.
Right.
Maybe
But
so
then that means you don't
we're
need to
talking
change it.
about understanding that sometimes it's not about the other person. Sometimes the truth of the matter is, and guys have a hard damn fucking time with this, maybe it's about you. Maybe you are a Pookie. Maybe
Right.
you are a Ray Ray. Maybe
Maybe
it's the
you
5
need,
fucking kids you got.
and you
Maybe it's the job you have.
and you're
Maybe
probably,
it's a million different other things that you have to look in the mirror and say, this is the kind of fucking woman I want. So how do I
and that's the
how do
problem.
I need to move to
And
attract this woman?
Well,
that's the
Because
Will.
it's
problem.
on me.
I'll go
I'm
after
the one
Die.
that's
Wait.
looking for that.
Okay,
Go ahead,
AP.
Miss Di. I'm sorry.
Okay, so y'all know I'm always devil's advocate, so I'm gonna play both points. So to AP's point, I get what he's saying, because if I am a woman who wants a man who can lead, guide her, protect her, and I start dating those type of men, but I was originally this independent woman who was used to taking guys up under my wing, how I move with them is going to be different than these new 10 men that I'm dating, right? And now that I'm dating these men who have some quality about themselves that these guys didn't have, if they're giving me opinions and saying, hey, you're coming off combative, hey, you're not trusting me, I'm here already, they wasn't, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna have to take that feedback. But to
You
Will's
will.
point, it can be a negative thing on guys' ends, right? Say if this guy is going for a certain girl, right, and he's constantly getting rejected by this certain girl, but this girl might not necessarily be his type. It's just the type that maybe the world told him, oh, these are the trophies. You know what I'm saying? These are the specific. If you constantly going for this type and you're unhappy too, like this type isn't bringing any type of substance to your life, you just constantly getting rejected and you just constantly pushing for something, but you're not really self-reflecting on the rejection, it can be a toxic thing. It could definitely be a toxic thing. And you're not dating within your pool. So then now you're wondering, why am I constantly being rejected? Well, maybe this ain't the type of woman you should be leading. Maybe you can't lead this woman. You know what I'm saying? This is not the woman for you to be leading. So I understand definitely both points. Sometimes it could be a self-reflection where you need to change who you are, or you really just need to change your pool of women that you're dating and
You're
that you're
100.
Okay, so this is the
You're
last point. We're
100%
gonna
correct.
move on.
But
Yeah,
that's still self-reflection on the man.
yeah, I
At
want
the
to add
end of
this.
the day, even with what you said, Miss Di, is that's still the self-reflection of the man. Maybe this is the kind of woman that I'm being told by society, and maybe all 10 of them are saying the exact same thing. So maybe I need to change where I go look for women.
But that don't
Maybe
mean
I
you
need
need
to
to
change.
change you.
Let-
Will,
like I'm just saying, like, if we don't look back at who we are
right.
and what we want, what we truly want, and what is good for us. As men, we're doomed and destined to fail. And I also believe that if we're doomed and destined to fail, we're doomed and destined to fail the black community. And if we're doomed and destined to fail the black community itself will fail. So if we can't look inside of ourselves and figure out what the hell is wrong with us, how can we expect, as many men will say, these these women who think like children to make the damn decisions for the community, because we have honestly seen
You're
how
moving the
that looks over the
goalpost.
last 30 years. But
I don't
anyway,
think
that's
that's
a
what
different
Will's
conversation.
saying. AP, I
Will,
don't think he's saying that. He's saying, like, even though he's saying that that man, like that, the first instance I get, like, okay, yeah, that man needs to change because he's trying to level up. But in the instance that Will talking, he's saying that man probably don't need to change. He probably just needs to love himself more. You know what I'm saying? And I guess that's a way of changing, but not who
But
he is.
yeah, let me.
still
AP,
self-reflection.
let me say something real quick.
Yeah, it is still
Will,
self-reflection.
See?
Will, you could be right and you could be wrong at the same time. There might be. Let me go with this. That if you're closed off to the point where you're not going to take any feedback from the people that you struck out with, and you feel like there's nothing wrong with me, I'm just going to keep going. I'll figure it out. I'll find it's just I keep running into the wrong people. That's kind of risky. The way I look at it is, when you're dating with intention and you're building the friendship first, regardless of whether it works out for you and said person, they're getting to know you, you're getting to know them, and they're able to give you some constructive feedback. And to your point, chances are you're gonna probably start to run across some things, some common things, assessments that they're hearing from you. It's up to you if you want to take that in and actually work on that. But my question to you is this, Will: at what point and what scenario are you actually taking feedback from the people that you date to improve yourself? Or is it all within you to make that assessment?
Well, look, y'all, I'm about to wrap this up because I gotta go. But look, here's the thing, Room. Again, y'all not listening to me. I told him 10 women may not be enough to justify to say that you need to change.
We heard that.
Right. But I said, if 50 women told you this, then yeah, you might need to do, bro. Look, I can tell you probably date. Do you date one woman at a time?
I am now.
Okay, so you don't date 2 or 3 women at a time, 4 or 5.
Absolutely not.
Not
No,
anymore.
I
Not
can't give
anymore.
them the attention.
Yo,
That's
can
not
y'all,
it.
I'm
can
sorry.
y'all
You're
let
right.
me
I'm sorry.
finish?
That's my bad. That's my
Hold
bad.
on.
That's my
I'm
bad.
gonna go to
That's my
sleep
bad.
because y'all not gonna let
No,
me
no,
finish.
but before you go,
That's
Will,
my bad.